Hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for agreeing to catch up with me and talk about your recent experience of completing one of our courses. I thought maybe it would be good to start off by just asking you, what courses have you completed with ACCP? Because I think you've completed a couple.
That's right. Thank you, Cian. In 2022, I completed the professional certificate in understanding childhood trauma. And from that, I applied and was accepted to complete the professional certificate in assessing childhood trauma.
Okay. So you've completed the first two that's in the suite of three that we have. What led you to choose to continue and do the assessing course after you'd finished the understanding course?
Well, I just felt as an educator who works with people who have cognitive and physical disabilities, many of those individuals have either been exposed to or have been a victim of childhood trauma. So I felt this course would further enhance my understanding of trauma, as well as provide me with further tools and skills to better support these individuals, including preventing re-traumatization.
Okay, great. And so did you get that from the course? What learnings did you take from the course as a whole?
Well, I felt that there were some great takeaways through this course. And for me, that included unpacking implicit bias, which I hadn't really thought about prior to, yet this is something that we all carry. I also found that shifting our perspective from the experience, like to the view of looking through things through that trauma lens rather than simply regarding individuals for their symptoms of manifestations of a disability. So it was great to be able to cast that lens over things.
Yeah.
Additionally, we worked on case formulation, and for me, I found that particularly useful unpacking the 5 Ps. Because it helps doing that for non-clinical settings as well.
Yeah.
And finally, it was being able to discuss a spectrum of behaviors and really looking underneath to what is considered appropriate or common, all the way through to better understanding what very concerning behavior may resemble.
Okay. So you took quite a lot from it sounds like.
I sure did.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now it is a completely online course, and I'm wondering, how did you find the online platform itself? Did you find it easy to access and to navigate? And how did you find the information was presented?
Right. Well, for me, although it was online, I still regarded it as a blended model, because what is different in the unit of assessing childhood trauma compared to the understanding is that this offers COP, community of practices, which allows us to engage with the practitioner or the lecturer in real time. So I was quite fortunate that in my COPs, apart from the initial one, I was the only participant that was present. So it was very intimate, which I felt it allowed me to really strengthen my understanding around these areas. Generally, the platform is quite easy to navigate. And as a learner that likes to keep resources and be able to go back and reference things, there's that option to download any of the documents that were shared into PDF. So I've been able to grow my personal library around that as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And I do recall being your facilitator and there only being you in the communities of practice. And I think whilst that's not the intended purpose, because the intended purpose is to give you access to your facilitator in real time, but also other participants, other students, and to share your experiences and gather theirs. You didn't quite get that, but so even though it was just you in the COP with me, that was helpful for you.
Absolutely. And I found that when I initially started the COP, I had your colleague or your offsider presenting as well. So I was quite fortunate to have engaged with both lecturers, and each of you present, you're compassionate and empathetic, and the way that you guided us through and provided the support, like, that was really welcome. I found that having the opportunity to speak with you again in that real time just allowed for that deeper conversation and the dialogue to occur, and we were really able to unpack things further. And although there were no other participants present in those communities of practice with me, you were still feeding back to me information that was brought up at the other ones. So although it was isolated, I still got that sense of themes and things that appeared through the conversations that you were having with other participants.
Yeah, okay. That's great to hear. Now, it has been a little while since you finished the assessing course. How have you gone applying your learnings into your real world and your role?
Right. Well, I have found that, the course did bring both personal and professional growth for me. It's allowed me to enhance my performance when collaborating with parents, other educators, allied health professionals, and other stakeholders for the individuals that I do support. And I do feel that the course provided me with that insight into possibly minimizing or even preventing re-traumatization of trauma. And it's allowed me to become, an advocate, for trauma-informed practice as well. So we're looking at now examining what we can do to bring those TIP practices into my setting, which is going to be great for all the individuals that we support.
That sounds really exciting. It's so good to hear the different ways that the learnings are being applied, because I think as you're aware, there are lots of students from really different backgrounds in really different roles, and to hear that everyone is able to take bits and pieces from the same course and utilize it, across that vast array of roles is really great to hear. Thank you so much for your time, Nikki. It's been great to hear how you've been going since the course and how you found the course. And yeah, I think that's all my questions, and we can leave that there.
My pleasure. Thank you, Sian.
Okay. See you later, Nikki.